Okay, we're in Uxmal in the Yucatan, and we're with Bob. What do you think, Bob?
I love it here. This is one of your best trips ever.
Yeah, Bob has never heard of Uxmal, and he actually lives in Cancun, so
That's correct.
it's one of those things that's not advertised. It's not like Chichen Itza, which is mandatory for anyone who goes to Cancun, but here, this is actually more impressive
It is.
because it's the scale, the lack of advertising, the lack of people. This time of day, Chichen Itza will have at least 10,000 people. Hello everybody, welcome to Uxmal. And in the background, way in the background, which we'll get to see, is the Pyramid of the Wizards. And we've actually found the epicenter of the most ancient aspect of the construction, which is actually this building. And that one over here. All the other ones are perfectly aligned within a degree of north, south, east, and west, and these are 20 plus degrees off. There's no mortar construction in that level. The upper level is veneer, and inside is basically, you can see there, the inside is basically rubble. So the Maya came here and they found the first level constructed but damaged, and then they rebuilt it. The question is, how did the original builders cut the stone? Because this is highly mineralized limestone, uplifted 66 million years ago. And most limestone is hard, but if it's crystallized like this, it makes it super hard. So I think you'd actually need diamond technology in order to cut the stone. Also notice the upper level there is inferior to below. But it's not like in Peru and Bolivia and Egypt and Lebanon and Jordan, where you have like obvious difference between Roman, Inca, and dynastic construction compared to the previous builders. Here it's much more subtle. But you're talking millions of blocks that were cut, and all different shapes and sizes too. It's not a Western way of building. We would build with a standard measurement. But whoever made the wall in the background, every one of those stones is a different shape and size. Yes, it is incredible. It's one of there are hundreds, if not thousands, of Mayan sites in this area. This is one of the bigger ones. Again, not as famous as Chichen Itza, but at least as spectacular, because you don't have the 10,000 plus tourists that are in Chichen Itza right now, or Tulum. And again, notice the facing blocks, which are very rectangular, and then the filler, which is basically rubble. And you would probably need diamond level technology to be able to cut this limestone. Very hard crystalline material. So there's the pyramid in the background, the most famous feature here. So-called Pyramid of the Wizards. Why it's called that, I don't know. So a simple kind of mortar made out of volcanic ash and later restoration in the 20th century. And glyphs. This obviously has not been reconstructed. You can see very much Mayans. This is very much Mayan symbolism. But we're going to go very close to this wall, and you'll see compared to this, which obviously is stone, kind of roughish stone with mortar. And this wall here, no mortar. And the orientation is 22 degrees off north, south, east, and west. All the other structures, except this one and that one, are oriented within 1 degree of north, south, east, and west. But these two are off. Very precise cutting. The Maya basically had no metal tools whatsoever. So I think this, or here you see reconstruction, maybe partially during Mayan times, partially during modern times, in contrast with here. So this is our second to last day in Mexico. Tomorrow is Chichen Itza and Tulum. And it's back to Peru. Again, the Pyramid of the Wizards. What do you think, Mark?
Oh, I'm just blown away.
Yeah? You notice that the orientation of these two buildings is off compared to the rest of the whole complex? Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't notice it. I will check that out later, though.
Okay.
I'm going to try to find out the orientation of Pumapunta, too.
Whoa. So here we have Brien Foerster from Winnipeg.
Greetings.
What do you think?
This is a beautiful site. I actually really like it. It's very peaceful and calm,
Mm-hmm.
and it's huge. And there's some definite evidence of some sort of past civilization that was built upon itself by other civilizations, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of nice foundation work.
Yeah.
And very interesting. And
Well,
plus the crystalline nature of those rocks and the resonance.
Yeah, exactly.
I certainly have come to expect the unexpected here.
Yeah, well, it's, again, most of the stuff in Mexico is very subtle in terms of the difference between what the Maya were capable of doing and what the Maya were not capable of doing.
Exactly.
You need at least tool steel, if not diamond, to cut the stone. We saw the structure on the left. They didn't have metals of any kind, as far as we know. So another glimpse for you of the Pyramid of the Wizards. And another view. Again, these two buildings are off north, south, east, and west by 20-something degrees. The other ones are almost perfectly aligned to north, south, east, and west. So that gives us a sense that this is where the ancient epicenter was. Normally it's in the middle of an ancient structure like Machu Picchu. The most ancient aspect is right in the core, but here kind of different. So this is Brien Foerster signing off from Uxmal in the Yucatán Peninsula.